What is that? Roscoe has a whole suitcase.
Yeah.
This guy has a bigger suitcase than me.
Hey guys, first time we're catching up with Lewis for a while, so we've been given some questions. Let's see how they are that we're going to be asking each other. So Lewis, what did you get up to over the winter?
A long time negotiating contract.
Yeah.
Oh, just for family.
Yeah.
You?
I didn't have to do contracts luckily, but I was quite a bit in Finland enjoying winter sports and some good training and
Northern
had
Lights?
some fun. Northern Lights a couple of times.
That's a dream
Cool.
for me to see the Northern Lights. I've never seen them. They look amazing.
Go to Finland.
The craziest thing that happened to you last season?
Craziest thing that happened to me I think it must be linked to COVID and the first lockdown last year. I think that was kind of the craziest thing, that we were in Melbourne and suddenly not racing. And not maybe for me so crazy, but my dad, poor dad, flew to Australia last year. He arrived on Thursday evening, and then Friday morning he got told to go back from Finland to Australia for one night, and then he went back. So,
what's the favorite race last year and why?
I have to say Austria when we finally got back, because it felt like ages not racing an F1 car. And once we finally got back, it was so nice and enjoyable, and the race went well as well. So maybe that's why. And what's the best thing about being my teammate?
Best thing about being a teammate?
No bull. No too much chatting.
Yeah, without putting words in my mouth, then there's no BS, which is definitely good. I don't think there's one specific thing that's better than the other. I think it's a combination of many things, and I think that is, it is the fact that there are no games between us. We're dead straight.
Yeah.
You're a straight shooter. Because then it's just down to our hard work, and there's weekends you do better, like in Austria, for example. And we both know that we both just have to do a better job when the other comes out ahead on the weekends. What makes F1 so special?
Because it's best drivers, best teams, world's fastest cars around the race track on the best tracks in the world. And for me it's so special because it's something that I started dreaming as a kid from such a young age. When I was 5, 6. I could only just dream about it one day, racing in F1. So,
was your dad into racing?
My dad always was like a big fan of racing, but he never raced. I was the first one in the family. So actually, it was a little bit by accident that I got into racing and figured out what is racing. And so I think that's the most special part, that thing as a kid, dreaming about something big and actually then being able to do it. So
yeah, for sure.
This could be fun. What is the angriest you've seen Toto ever?
The angriest I've ever seen Toto?
I keep seeing these clips, when we're racing, and if something happens, he's banging his carriage table. But
the angriest I've ever seen Toto is probably, it would have been one of the times Nico and I crashed into each other.
Barcelona?
Probably Barcelona is probably the angriest he probably ever got.
Was he like fuming?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yes.
He had, I definitely saw bald patches. I think he pulled out parts of his hair and he had to get turf to grow it back. What's the angriest that you've ever seen Toto?
Yeah, I was just thinking about it. I think he wasn't so happy in Germany 2019.
When you crashed, turn one?
Yeah, we didn't get any points as a team, and then
we both crashed.
When I crashed, I was on to get at least some points. Then I shunted.
Yeah.
We were all wearing these special outfits, and I remember him, Toto, saying after the race that that's the last time we're gonna play Carnival at the race weekend. If you were not an F1 driver, what would you do? Like example this year, if you didn't get to the finish line with your contract, what would you do this year?
I would probably focus on fashion and getting back into design.
Yeah.
Because obviously I did that with Tommy, and we had a really good show I think just before like all the pandemic started last year, and so I'd get back into design, and that's a whole process of understanding the world that we're currently living in, and how to be ahead of the game. So, for example, just focusing on sustainability, sustainable clothing, to be more sustainable. That's what I'd be focused on.
Yeah.
What's the most ridiculous fact you know?
I had some like online quiz things over the winter with some friends who are not in Finland.
Yeah.
And we had some ridiculous facts, and like I know exactly by millimeter the average penis size of a beaver.
What is that? I thought you could say human, but you said the beaver.
Beaver.
Why would you know that?
Exactly. It was one of the questions, so I had to figure out.
And?
I think it was.
What you had to find out?
I think it was like 30 millimeters on average.
So you went online and researched.
European beaver.
So if you go on your web browser, you've got what's the average size?
Yeah, when I was googling those things, I was afraid that I'm going to get arrested or something.
Good. That's a good one. What are you currently obsessed with, apart from beavers' penises?
Obsessed. Well, I'm always obsessed with good quality coffee. I like trying new coffees and different kind of roasts. That's always nice.
Coffee doesn't taste good, does it? I mean, I've just got into it now. It just doesn't taste good.
I need to give you good coffee.
Like from where?
I'm involved with one roastery in Finland.
It just tastes disgusting. I mean, I drink coffee, but it
change your mind.
It just doesn't taste good at all. What do you put with it, like sugar and stuff, to make it better?
You can just black coffee.
Oh God, it just tastes horrible.
I'll prove you wrong.
What would be the hardest thing to give up in your life?
Hardest thing to give up in life for me, well, it's a pretty big question. You know, if you look at the big picture, I would say it's family. You know, there's other passions for sure that would be difficult to give up. You know, I just love doing outdoor stuff, and you know, obviously with your own health, if you have issues and if you can't anymore do certain things like go for a hike or drive a race car, or it would be tough to cope. But you know, life goes on.
I think for me it would be music.
Yeah.
I couldn't live without music. That's all I can think of while we're doing this is to get back to listening to some music, which we do between our shoots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about, have you ever left anything important in a hotel room?
I'm always losing stuff because I'm never home. I live out my suitcases, so I end up I've got one music case with all my music equipment in. That's a full-on size case. Then I have my wheelie bag. Then I have a backpack with I carry about protein and all that stuff so you can stay healthy when you're on the road. And then I have it the least that I can do is two main suitcases. And then I've got my gaming briefcase thing for PlayStation. So I'm carrying that everywhere with me. And then Roscoe has a whole suitcase.
Yeah.
This guy has the bigger suitcase than me. It's always vegan foods and these supplements and these freaking bowls and these toys and there's all those bags I'm carrying around with me, and also I carry a big speaker with me because I like to play music everywhere. So I have one of those portable Bose speakers, but it's the big party one. No, it's kind of this big. So I carry that with me. It has its own suitcase. So I travel everywhere with those.
Yeah. So it's easy to forget something.
I always forget, and I literally get into places and I forget my toothbrush, or it's a freaking nightmare.
Yeah.
What other sport would you be really good at?
I was pretty good at ice hockey. I mean, I played 10 years when I was a kid. Because obviously in the winter I couldn't do any go-karting in Finland.
Yeah.
So then I did something else, and it was hockey.
Interesting.
And some of the players I was playing with, they made it to either the Finnish league or NHL in America. So.
Is Finland a good team?
As a country, it's pretty good. I think it was the last World Championships we won in 2019.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So for small countries.
Yeah, you grew up on ice.
Yeah, it's a good game.
Yeah.
Really
Funny enough, actually, where I grew up, we didn't have ice hockey, but we had for some reason in my town there was an ice rink. It was the only real thing that they had there. I think they had an old cinema, but for some reason they had this big building that had an ice rink in it. And I remember there used to be parties all the time at the ice rink, and so I used to go and we'd be dancing on the ice, but everyone going around in the same direction. It was super, super fun. That's what we used to do most weekends.
What was the last gift you gave someone?
It would have been on Christmas, I would imagine. Oh no, it would have been on Valentine's Day. It would have just been some flowers, and it's to my mum. So I always get my mum flowers for Valentine's Day. What is the funniest, craziest thing you've ever done?
Funniest, craziest I've ever done. Wow.
Streaking? Never done streaking?
What is that?
When you run naked through the town.
Yeah, I've done. As a kid, many times.
Yeah, no, finished
in the winter.
Of course.
Naked, I think Finns overall, they don't find it too crazy, but maybe some other people would. You know, the ice lake thing.
Yeah, that's nuts.
When you go to the ice.
You know, they're getting in the sauna each day, and then getting in the ice lake is freaking cold. But like a cold tub or rolling in the snow. That's not a part of British culture, for example. No, so when you go over to Finland, I remember I went with Aki, and he said, "Okay, we're going to a sauna." I was like, "Okay, I've been to a sauna before with my swimming trunks at the swimming pool."
But everyone is just butt naked.
Yeah, it was really weird because I didn't know, but the sauna was an actual like little house, and it had a living room next to it. And we got to the living room. He goes, "Oh, so this is a sauna?" And me and my old trainer Adam were completely confused. And then Aki just got naked in front of us, and it was so strange, you know, for us because I remember going to school, no one would get naked in front of anybody. It was so odd. And then he just went out the door and to the door next door, which there was the sauna.
Yeah.
And we're like, so I didn't bring my trunks. What, are we supposed to go out with him naked into the? It's abnormal, you know. So I remember us sitting in the sauna with him, and we were just sitting there like covering our bits up. And Aki's like, "Yeah, this is a very good sauna." And then he gets up and he runs out and dives in the snow and rolls around.
Yeah.
And we had to do the same thing. So for most people, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But the feeling was amazing.
Yeah. Welcome to Finland. I think that's it. Good to see you. Been a while.
Yeah.
Let's go racing.
Man. Let's do it.